Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And apologies for my absence yesterday. I have got a little bit of a health situation going on. It's nothing serious. It's been going on for a while behind the scenes. Haven't been that well, and I am going to have surgery in the next few weeks. Again, it's not serious. It's a relatively minor procedure, but I'm taking things easy, and that's why I'm focusing on this much easier channel than the other channel. I'd love to be over on the other channel reading on what's going on in the world, but I just at the moment don't have the right amount of energy to do that. So I might disappear for a day or two in the next few weeks at a time, and that's what's going on behind the scenes. I am fine. I expect to recover fully from this little procedure, so no need to panic. Well, not yet. Anyway, I have a new tarot on the tarot table today. Very excited to have this one. The Housewives Tarot. It's not new in the world. It's only new in my world, and I thought it's appropriate for the way that Meghan Markle's brand has pivoted to being the hostess with the mostess. And I'm going to look now in this reading at Netflix and why Netflix has remained silent about this as ever debacle, and what they think about it, and why maybe they are supporting Meghan as she lurches from disaster to disaster. The first theory is about why they are so silent is from H.D. Tudor. He believes that they are damned if they do support Meghan and damned if they don't support her. If they do support her, he believes that they could open themselves up to quite major litigation from some of these small companies and small towns whose rights have been trampled over by Madame and her huge feet. And if they don't support Meghan, of course it looks very bad because she's one of their big stars. They have this huge contract with Harry and Meghan. So what does it say about Netflix if they come out and they sort of counter her narrative? That's H.D. Tudor's theory. There are other theories. There's theory that there's a lot of conflict behind the scenes between the co-CEOs, Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters, and that Peters wants the contract over and Meghan out of his life, and Ted Sarandos is supporting Meghan against all odds and despite all the evidence that everyone else is producing. We're going to ask why that is. Is it to do with his wife? There's a theory as well that it's to do with the CBE that he got late last year. He was awarded a CBE from the King in a ceremony not involving the King. It was in Washington, the British ambassador. It was with Shonda Rhimes, and it was for Netflix's contribution to British film and television. Kind of understandable, but there's some suspicion around that maybe it was a bit of a bribe or an incentive to Ted to go gently with the Markles and not bin them immediately. We're going to have a look at all of that and more in this reading, new tarot. Let's see how they read. And of course it is just tarot for fun and entertainment. It is all my opinion, all speculation, just energy that I read here. And of course, there is a disclaimer in the box below. I will explain the cards to you as I work my way through them. And let's see what's going on with Netflix right now. They're about to open those sort of pop-up stores in those two malls and showcase Meghan's wares, allegedly. And we have the Four of Cups, and it's in reverse. That's Give Me Another Chance card. A do-over. Interesting. Upright, it's rejection. It's kind of apathy, indifference, feeling jaded, feeling bored. It's that kind of energy, but it's also the rejection card for me as a reader. And it's in reverse, which is like, okay, we'll give you another chance. One more chance. And then one more chance, and another chance, and another chance. I think it's pretty appropriate for the topic that we are reading on, why Netflix just stays silent, and with their silence seemingly supports Meghan as she rebrands and lurches around and disaster tourist and all the rest of it, and they say nothing, they do nothing, and allegedly are going to be streaming that not cooking show and also selling her merch, her whatever, her wares. So, situation we're dealing with today with Netflix. We got the Page of Cups in reverse. They are not impressed. It's a loyalty card. It's almost an infatuation energy, the Page of Cups, and it's in reverse. So falling out of love is too strong a word, but falling out of affection for someone. No longer so enthralled to someone and their BS stories that they might be telling you. It's a disappointment energy as well, the Page of Cups, because it is emotional. So in reverse, disappointed, not so smitten, not so impressed, not so loyal. And so we're getting energy of, okay, here we go again. We'll have to give you another chance because possibly it's just contractual. They've got to run this contract down. It expires in September or October, apparently. So they've got some time that they've got to run down this clock, and but they're not feeling the love for Meghan. And we, of course, are reading from Netflix's point of view. So I want to know just generally how Netflix feels about this latest rebrand. What do they think about this? And then we'll ask about that. Oh my goodness, there's a big card. It's the Tower. It is in reverse. And these are quite fun cards, I have to say. My taste for trashy tarot cards when I read on Harry and Meghan has no limits, as you might have noticed. When I read for normal people, then they do choose much more dainty and lovely cards. But this is just perfect, I think. Anyway, it's in reverse. The Tower is calamity, struck dumb by the horror of what has happened, realizing that she's doing everything to salvage what is left of this absolute wreckage of a brand launch that started a year ago with American Riviera Orchard while Catherine, the Princess of Wales, I think she was still in hospital. I could be mistaken about that. But anyway, it was around that time. And of course, she seized the moment to launch herself on the unsuspecting public with no product, no trademark, none of that. Been a complete disaster. We all know the depth of the disaster or the enormity of the disaster by this point. And there it is, Tower. Shock, horror, dismay, oh my word. But can see what's going on, can see that she is trying to rehabilitate herself and redeem herself is a better word. Rehabilitate has got connotations I'm not looking at in this reading. I'm going to look at it in the next reading though. Just by the way, why haven't they responded? Why just silence from Netflix? And I've got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. It's money. It's about money and even debt. They need money back from her. And so they can't afford to say anything. If they say something, as H.E. Tudor said, if they come out and they say, we 100% support our star, Meghan Markle, there is possibility of litigation. I don't think it's a very strong possibility of litigation because really those other people involved whose names have been taken away from them don't really have legal rights. They might have kind of moral rights, if that's the right word, but they don't really have much leg to stand on legally, unfortunately. Small businesses, small town, foreign, don't have much to go on legally. We're going to ask about that in the next column, just by the way. But this is, it could cost Netflix. It could cost them contractually if they say something negative about Meghan Markle and she storms off in a huff and accuses Netflix of breach of contract and it's a 100 million contract. Well then, they've got a lot to lose. They've got maximum to lose. 10 of Pentacles, so that's why they're sitting quietly. And of course it's a business decision is basically what the tarot is telling me. It's all about the business. Did they know, next card, did they know about this rebrand or has it come as a rude surprise to them? I've got the 9 of Pentacles and it's in reverse. It's interesting that it's a dishwasher. The 9 of Pentacles. It's the independent woman who can make her own way in life, and she's doing everything on her own. It's giving me that she is the one that's doing this because it is about being on your own. The 9 of Pentacles, but on your own in reverse and struggling with being on your own. I think Netflix is just standing back and watching this with horror. That's my feeling that's coming through these cards. For me, that Nine of Pentacles tells me that Meghan doesn't have anyone to advise her, possibly because she has alienated everyone who would have advised her and told her how to go about doing this. But no, I know best. Just you watch and just you see what's going to happen. And so far, disaster. Nine of Pentacles in reverse, someone on their own who can't really handle being on their own. If it's upright, the Nine of Pentacles, it's doing very well, very accomplished, very independent, very wealthy, very established. It's telling me that she's just a mess on her own. So I don't think that they knew. We've already got the Tower here, so there's already surprise on the tarot table. And this is my feeling, my opinion. They didn't know what was really going on. What about the legalities of the situation and these people whose rights maybe have been trampled on by Meghan Markle and her eagerness to have As Ever as her new brand name? What does Netflix have to say about that? Allegedly, let's throw one of those in. We've got Eight of Wands. It's the worst of the worst of the worst PR. This is what they care about. They don't care about the people's rights, in my opinion. Eight of Wands is a PR card. It's a messaging. It's communicating. It's the communication card. It's batting back and forth ideas, messages, information, fast messaging, fast communication, kind of unblocking. They're looking at this and thinking, oh my word, it's just so bad, because everything that we're reading about, hearing about, is just negative. That's why the Eight of Wands is in reverse. It's a negative PR. It's just bad news. It's blocking. They were hoping finally they could show the silly not cooking show. They could get some of that merch in the stores and sell something and claw back some money. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Some of that debt, that heavy burden of loss. And no, because now the bad news, now everything's blocked. Now the momentum has stopped again. But again, my sense of it is them just observing. I'm getting very strong energy of just standing and watching this disaster unfold and not participating in it, whether for the sake of Meghan and her brand or for the sake of the little people who've been trampled underfoot by those giant hooves. So, my opinion, of course, and my snark also. So, let's look at the two CEOs. Let's look at Ted Sarandos, first of all. And what is he up to? What does he think about all of this? And we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. It's the teamwork card. It's in reverse, collaboration, cooperation. Again, it's a sense of she's on her own. Wasn't me. I had nothing to do with this. Wasn't my team. If my team had been involved, it would not be this disaster that we see on the table with the Tower and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So don't blame me. I'm getting that idea. Don't blame me. It wasn't my team. It wasn't my doing. Don't blame me. If she had been a team player, it would have gone completely differently. That's what's coming through for me. It's critical energy. It's not, oh, the poor darling. Bless. It's not that at all. It wasn't on my watch. This didn't happen on my watch. Interesting. How about Greg Peters, who allegedly wants Meghan out, wants the contract ended, has got zero tolerance for what's going on? What do the cards have to say about him? And we got the Hanged Man, and it's in reverse. I want out of this mess, and I want out of this mess now. There's the Hanged Man, upright, limbo, powerless, victim, blame, punishment, all of that energy in the Hanged Man, delusion. It's in reverse. I'm not buying a word of this. I don't believe anything anyone's telling me. I'm seeing things clearly and very simply, and I want to be cut down from this washing line where I am hanging. I didn't put myself here. I don't want to be victimized in this. I don't want to have to sacrifice this business for Meghan Markle and her ego, and Prince Harry and his ego as well. This is my speculation. It's me reading energy. It's a very powerful card, though. It's by far the most powerful energy on this tarot table. I don't know what sign he is. I did try to find out quickly before I started this reading. I know Ted Sarandos is a Leo, and so might be a bit of some sympathy between him, sympathetic energy between him and Meghan, who's also a Leo. This is strong Pisces energy, just by the way. I'm not saying that he is a Pisces, but I'm not fooled by this. I see clearly what's going on, and this has to stop. I want my power back. I want my agency back. I'm not sacrificing a company for this useless piece of whatever. Fill in your insult of choice. So let's look at Ted Sarandos in this final column and ask why he has so far been so supportive of Meghan Markle. What's going on? Just generally, and then we'll ask about the CBE. So just generally, what's been going on? And we have the World, and it's in reverse. He thought that he was onto a big winner with Harry and Meghan. He believed it. He believed the BS in the beginning. He doesn't anymore because it's the World in reverse. He still would like the big payday to come. We've got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse over there. He still believes that this story can conclude successfully, but he believes it less and less because this is in reverse. He believed that they were going to make gazillions for Netflix, Harry and Meghan. And in the beginning, they did very well for Netflix with the mockumentary, the curtsy and the sneering and the, we're being harassed and pursued and we had to find our freedom and all that stuff. It did well. But no, he's still waiting for this to end, this to close on a positive note, which is the World upright. As a successful completion of a contract of that 5-year gig that they had with Harry and Meghan. But it's looking worse and worse because the World is in reverse. He feels very stuck in this situation. When is it going to be lucrative for us and pay out the big bucks that we expected? So disappointed here and stuck in this energy of unfinished business, of just going round and round and round, rebranding and rebranding and rebranding. And when is it going to stop? When is it going to be successful? Probably never. How about the CBE theory that he was made commander of the British Empire by the King last year, along with various other Hollywood types? As I say, Shonda Rhimes was one of them. There were others, I can't remember who now. So he wasn't singled out for particular glory, but there is a suspicion that maybe this was a kind of a lure. Be nice to Harry and Meghan, keep them over there, keep paying them that retainer every year. Apparently they get a few mil thrown at them just for being Harry and Meghan. Keep doing that. Any truth in that? Rumor, theory, speculation? Let's look at energy of this. I got Page of Swords, which is the card of suspicion. And it could be that there is a little bit in it, but I think the suspicion is more than the truth of it. I was looking for a King Charles energy. I was looking for a Hierophant. I was looking for a big card. Instead, I've got the card of sort of gossip, suspicion, chatter on social media about things. I did go and look and I read around it. I read in the big industry magazines. Fluffy has come to join us. And I read about it when the news was announced. It was announced quite early in 2024. The ceremony itself was late last year in Washington. The British ambassador was involved, not the king himself. And it seemed quite unsuspicious, in my opinion. And so I'm getting more that it's just gossip and chatter. It's a very small energy of a lure, a hook, a promise, an incentive. I'm not really getting that. And how about the Netflix deal? Is it going to be renewed or is it all over? Bar the shouting, and maybe there will be shouting at some stage. King of Wands. This is my Ted card, my Leo. King of Wands, and he's in reverse. He's done. He's done. Meghan has messed up. Too much. No, too much. That Tower card on the table. He's absolutely done. Let me see what this one is doing here. He's got a contraption. Okay, a gadget for cleaning and gardening and whatever. He's done. In reverse, our King of Wands, who has been a champion of Meghan Markle up to now. His wife hasn't showed up here, just interestingly. He's done. He can't go along with this anymore. It's just too disastrous. It's too terrible. It looks too bad, and they're very aware of how bad it looks. That Page of Cups in reverse, loss of popularity, loss of influence. That Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Wands in reverse. People just commenting all the time about this woman and what she's up to, and yeah, it's he's realizing it's not going to be successful. World in reverse, needs to cut his losses, I'm getting, with that Page of Swords as well. And done. Sorry, no, I'm out of here. Well, not I'm out of here. You're out of here. That's really, so this is Last Chance Saloon, Four of Cups in reverse, and she's messed it up. And it's going to be pretty hard to watch from a cringe factor, unless you enjoy cringe a lot. I suffer from secondhand embarrassment, so I find it difficult to watch these kinds of things. But there it is. That's the reading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.